costume.
Okay,
Go ahead.
For those of you, well, let me just do a little thing for YouTube real quick. Sorry, YouTube, we did just hit go live, so you did miss our wonderful costume choices from our guests, Sylvia and Monica. But we're here, and that's what counts. So, Chelsea, what's costume?
Me and my friends are going as the trolls.
Yes.
But minus like the like souped up hair. We're just gonna do different Party City bobs. So I only want a pink one, so I will be Poppy.
Okay. And I am going to, as a couple's costume with my boyfriend, he's gonna be a cookie, and I'm gonna be a mouse for when you give a mouse a cookie. So I'm wearing like the overalls and the ears and everything. He just has like a giant PDF of a cookie like costume, which is gonna be great. It's
Like,
gonna
it
be
has
really
full body,
funny.
like,
yeah, like it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really funny. Oh, okay, so we're gonna get into our first segment here. We're talking WNBA contracts. It's gonna be a little heavy at first before we get into the questions, but just like a good bit of context background. So, if you're unaware, the WNBA, they're currently in contract negotiation for the funds that they deserve. Finally, this is great. It was reported by Bloomberg that the W players received just 9.3% of the league income in 2022. And this is like comparing with the NBA when they were receiving roughly 50%, and the NFL, they were receiving roughly 48%. So, very big differences here. The W's current CBA, which was signed in 2020, did raise the average salary to $130,000 and then also added maternity and childcare benefits, which is great. And while it was historic for its time, simply not enough anymore. Um, we are nearing the deadline for the negotiation contract to kind of be done. It's Halloween, the 31st. Um, Recently, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, he kind of weighed in on this. He went on the Today Show, said, I think revenue share isn't really the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA compared to the W. So instead, you should look at it with absolute numbers. He said that they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining. They deserve it. That was his take on it. Per a source with knowledge of the negotiations, says New York Times, they must be remaining anonymous. The league is proposing a revenue sharing system similar to the current model with a fixed salary cap and additional revenue sharing, which is triggered at certain targets. Wow, that was a lot. So, kind of broad question, but like what I mean, this was a lot to digest. What are your thoughts on this information in general? The negotiations? Do you think they'll make the deal on time? Will it be enough? Just your thoughts.
I think in terms of like making the deal on time, probably not. Like at least from what I've seen and what I've researched, the WNBA historically extends deadlines. So just like if we're tracking numbers, not really looking good. But we're also talking about a lot of money, so that brings in like risks, and it takes a lot of time in terms of like money and negotiation, and just like in general. So in terms of like deadline, maybe not. Also, like talking realistically, and like obviously it would be nice if this could be a reality, but there's never going to be a world in which like WNBA and NBA are splitting 50-50. It's just like not going to happen. So the question of like will it be enough, I guess, is subjective to players' opinions, because it'll open more doors for players in terms of media rights and player commercialism, but like what is enough? Like do they just want money, or do they want more like airtime, advertising, like budgeting deals, things like that?
Honestly, I think the WNBA contract is long overdue, like the negotiations, and the fact that the players are only getting like 9.3% of the league's income. I think it's pretty like wild and crazy, like compared to the comparisons between the NBA and the NFL. And I feel like the deal will get done, but just before the deadline. But I'm not sure if the players will meet the expectations of it, unless the renov the renoview is like sharing is built like into the structure instead of like relying on certain triggers, not just it going to feel like another short term fix.
Yeah. In terms of like, I feel like the deal has the the aspects of it are really, really important,
Mhm.
obviously. And I feel like we're kind of in an age where I don't think a lot of things can kind of be swept under the rug anymore. So we were talking about like how notorious the WNBA is for extending deadlines. I think the fact that this deal is on the table and has been on the table for so long, I think if the WNBA cannot sign this deal on time, I think there will be a lot of speculation of, was this pushed back for like some external reason, like who in the background is trying to keep these equalities from actually coming to fruition. So will the WNBA actually get it done on time? I don't know. Like none of us can. But I feel like if they don't really, really push, this could end up having like some serious long-term implications of, do the people that are running the WNBA wish the absolute best for the WNBA sometimes? Because, just
Yeah.
because that you work for something doesn't mean that you all the time hope the best.
Like there's definitely gonna have to be some kind of like big
Yeah.
politically scripted speech
And
of like
I think
why.
everything is very like social media. How does it influence us and
Right.
us influence social media?
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't just like have something like this miss the deadline. Like it's like some homework assignment.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like too, like, I mean, at this point, like the W is kind of like in the forefront in so many like different regards, and I feel like if it were to like not make the deadline, it would also have implications of like for the other like maybe women's sports trying to like who will also negotiate their contract. It's like, okay, like what, the W can't even like reach a contract negotiation. I think if they were to make the deadline, low key it might not be like it'll just be a compromise, and it'll be something to like here for now, and
Right.
then like
Check a box.
yeah, check a box, like get them a little more, and then like we'll sweep it under the rug for a bit, and then reevaluate it later, which really sucks. I hope that's not what happens. I hope they reach the negotiation and they get what they pay them what they owe. And but like honestly, just because it is the W is in the forefront, like they have a lot of eyes on them right now, and I feel like it's like the negotiation in general is also just like such a pivotal moment for women's sports. Um, but I don't know. I'm hoping they hit the deadline, and I'm hoping it's not a compromise, but low key, I mean, with what you guys are saying, like it probably will be. Um, as far as like Adam Silver saying, the absolute numbers argument, what are your guys' like thoughts on that? Do you think it's like more of a deflection or like a valid point?
Like, okay, it's partially valid just in terms of what I was saying before. Like, it's true the NBA has more viewership than the WNBA. Like, that's non-negotiable. I hopefully, like ideally it would be, but like, but looking at it through like absolute numbers, I guess, is what's iffy because increased salaries means revenue growth, which means higher viewership, hopefully. So if you look at it from like a fixed numbers perspective, it's kind of just like what you were saying, a compromise. They're saying, here's the money, we're giving it to you because you asked for it. Like it's not actually going to do anything. Like you're going to have a higher salary, but it's not going to do anything for your viewership. It's not going to do anything for advertising. Like here's a bigger number than what you have before.
Like I think like basically like the players will earn more dollars overall, but I think it's like partly true, like but it misses the point. Like it's not just about the dollar amount, but it's about like the fairness. Like if the players are helping drive leagues growth, like they should share in that growth proportionally. But so I think it feels like more like a deflection than a real solution, to be honest. But
Yeah, I feel like whenever someone is very obviously in the wrong for anything, they always just look at the data, like look at the scoreboard. And I think that if throughout history, taking a crazy broad, if we look throughout history, you have to look at things through emotion always. And I think the fact that Amanda's sitting here telling us to look at the numbers, like in one ear out the other. That's all I have to add.
I think that's a good way to end it, honestly.
Yeah.
And we can move on to our next segment.
Yeah, our next segment is on a little bit of a brighter note. We're talking about how the Women's Pro Baseball League has announced its 4 inaugural teams, which is an amazing step in the right direction. So the 4 inaugural teams are going to be the Boston Blue Sox, the New York Wonders, the Los Angeles Legends, and the San Francisco Hawks ahead of their debut 2026 season. The season's gonna have 30 games and will start in May. And this will mark the first professional women's baseball league in over 70 years. The executives are saying that this league is meant to give elite women players a professional platform for the first time in decades. So, after more than 70 years without any sort of pro baseball platform or league in general, what kind of impact do you think this is going to make on how baseball as a sport is seen in America?
I mean, historically, women have gone pro in softball and like men in baseball, I guess. But that's just because like women haven't had a platform to play pro baseball.
Mhm.
So it's not exactly like it's different from like I guess the WNBA conversation where it's like it's not like it was happening and not getting enough attention. It just like wasn't happening at all. So it's kind of similar, I feel, to like what we talked about when we talked about Team Barbie a few episodes ago. Because it's
Yes.
like the women's pro baseball league will show like young girls, oh, they can play baseball too. Like this isn't even an idea. Like this potentially wasn't even an idea they had in their head. And they didn't have anybody to look up to. Like now it's a whole new group of women that they can like aspire to be like.
I I low-key thought of like, have you guys seen that one baseball movie, like A League of Its Own, where the girls
Yeah.
like
Okay,
got
heard of
really
it,
played
yes.
You
baseball
haven't
like
seen it?
No.
You've only heard of it?
yeah.
Bro,
For
one of my
some reason-
sorry guys, I was a Rockford Peach like years ago for Halloween. Like,
Oh, nice.
listen,
Like,
Cutesy.
favorite movie.
like I feel like yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Like when I first saw this, it was like, oh, the WPBL like starting. I was like, oh, this just reminds you of like the League of Its Own. Like I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like women playing baseball. Like I like kind of sort of played softball before, like, but I never really got so into it. So like I really like baseball. So like women that can play baseball, I'm just like, wow. But besides that, like I think like those four cities have like massive baseball traditions. So like I think the fan base of these teams could like really be kind of big. Like that the league marks itself as well. I think these teams will also be well known because they have another baseball team there. Like having teams in cities with um LB history should help legitimize like the league early on, but the hard part is like keeping the excitement going for like the next 2 years, assuming like before they actually start playing. But yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's amazing. I'm very excited. I'm a softball player. I've played softball 16 years now, and it's like always I am very much like pro girls play softball or baseball, like whatever you want. Literally, it does not matter. I will say in the softball community, there are a lot of people who are territorial about like, well, softball's our sport, like you should play softball. So I am interested to see like in terms of like fans and stuff. Fans in general also just in terms of like, oh, baseball is America's game, you know, and men have played it for years. Why are the women playing it? I am I know there's going to be a lot of pushback on that front, so I'm interested to see how it's handled by the league and how it like affects things. But also I'm very like confident that you know that pushback against that will be strong, and I think that the league um like I don't know, I'm excited for it. And I again like with these big cities like it's there's already sports established here and there's already big sports fan bases, like why not root for another team, and it's professional
I
too,
also
like,
think like the city choices were super strategic, not wanting to like ease people into it, not
Yeah.
like not putting like a New Jersey team or
like
Yeah.
like
whatever.
North
They're
Dakota.
like, oh, bang, like even like Boston Red Sox, Boston Blue Sox, like the
Yeah.
name choices. Some of the name choices were a question mark, but
Yeah.
that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But like I think they wanted to just come in with like a bang, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
we're here, we're in these major teams, we're in these with our major male counterparts, not like
Mhm.
test it out in like little suburbs and
Yeah.
then like
let's
ease
see
our
how it
way up. They're
works.
like, boom, LA,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously because it's something that's being launched and something that will face pushback. Like I don't even think it's a question of
Well, yeah.
like it's like
Well, no, it definitely
yes,
will.
because what you're saying, like I've heard. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but I feel like everyone like knows the stories of like people believe that like softball is one sphere and
Okay.
baseball's another. and that they shouldn't intersect.
Well, and even like I would say like there are like women now who and girls who play on baseball teams. Like
Yeah.
for example, someone you might know, Monet Davis.
Yeah.
Like she was a very good pitcher for baseball. And like although she is still like known and like loved by a lot of people, like there's still so many people that are just like why is this girl in playing baseball? She should go play softball. That's her sport or something like that. And so
Yeah.
it's like it's very much like yeah, there's no doubt that it's going to be like a pushback, but
Yeah.
It's not even like why are they not even just like why are they playing? People are gonna be like, oh, are they even good? Like,
well
Yeah.
yeah, and then
right?
that
And I think
they're not even
especially where the teams are, it's where like these fans are gonna be like the most critical. But
Right.
I think it needed to be somewhere where people would care to generate any sort of
Even like they'll care to judge. Like
Yeah.
they'll go and watch the
like that
games
Taylor
to
Swift
like
quote of like,
see if they're
whenever you
good.
mention me, you're giving me more press. Whenever she was talking about the new album.
I don't
But like
bro.
it makes sense. And I think because the season, like as like you were kind of touching on, because the season is gonna start in 2026, there needs to be a conversation that's being started from now that's
Mhm.
going to like carry over into the actual start of the season. Because there's nothing
Yeah.
worse than, oh, like we're gonna launch a women's baseball team in New Jersey. And we're like, oh, like New Jersey.
Oh, now I'm bringing New Jersey
In 2026, no one's buying a plane ticket to New Jersey to go see these women play. So it needed to be somewhere where there's already this culture
Yeah.
of baseball,
Yeah.
so that in a year people can say,
First baseball game was in New Jersey, guys. By the way,
"Oh, historic."
historically.
There you go. So
Hoboken
maybe
had-
New Jersey was the place, but yeah, I think the fact that there's such a delayed start is why those teams were picked to be based where they are.
Also, like just building excitement. Like again, we talked about this last time. Content is king. Like they gotta go viral. People are
Yeah.
gonna come and like get excited before like even with the movies, shows, like makeup lines, literally anything. Like people are always posting before like a drop. So I guess they're like
Yeah.
dropping it big or whatever.
Ooh.
And then like people are gonna come because they're like, oh, I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, but we have one more wonderful segment because our lovely ladies at Northwestern are doing amazing. They're popping off, they're cooking, they're doing whatever. Um and so we're just going to do like a little rapid fire like talk about soccer, cross country and field hockey. You could talk about all three, one of them, whatever you want. Just shout out some players, shout out some games. Um, just let's talk about our girls. They're doing great.
I just remember I was at Kilwins the other day, and
Oh,
I
wow.
saw the
Good place.
Michigan field hockey team like the night before the game.
All of them?
Like
In
they were just,
Kilwins?
like there, like I don't know, they were like getting ice cream.
Okay.
What? And then somebody was like, "Do you guys go to Michigan?" And then they were like,
God.
"Whatever."
Yes.
And I was like, I was thinking about how like okay, we usually lose them in Michigan in football, and like they're usually pretty good at sports. And I was like, now you got this one. Like I know you're scared. Like I know you're nervous. So I think just like winning 3 straight regular season titles is actually crazy, especially in like a Big Ten conference. So like, go field hockey.
Like, I think like they showed like so I would say like dominance like across like the multiple seasons. Like them being at second ranked is like so awesome. Like shout out to is it Aaliyah Marshall? Yeah. Like I think she's so cool. Like all of them are so cool like on the team and like I think it talks like more like about the coaching like and the depth of like the talent these players have and maybe like add how field hockey can like doesn't always get the same spotlight as like football or basketball but like I think this team like deserves like absolute attention for it so
Like continuing on the field hockey train, I think talking about what we said about depth, I was like going through like the actual stats, like how did we actually win the game? And every single one of the players that had um actually like scored a goal in the game had like 3, 4 shots on goal. I think that depth of the team that we were talking about, like it comes from a certain level of like it's so easy to like they've won the NCAA like title championship 9 times. And it's so easy to be like, oh, like we're the best. Like we don't really have to like we don't all have to shoot. Like you can shoot because you can get 5, and like the rest of us can like still play and like whatever, like save our legs. Like we want to go pro. They all were still carrying this torch of Like, we all need to be fighters. We all need to be dogs. And I think that's why they keep winning, because they all keep acting like they have to carry the team on their own.
They play as a team. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
No, I love our field hockey girls. They had such a great game today,
Yeah.
especially Ashley Sessa, man. Her 2 goals today, insane. And also Olivia Bencole, she didn't have a goal for like almost a month. She had 2 today. It was just great. I'll also touch on soccer and cross country. Our cross country girls, I've been covering them on like a beat for one of the publications here, and they're number 8 from the US Track and Field Cross Country Coaches Association, like longest name ever. But they're number 8 in the poll. This is the first time that they've ever been in a top 10 ranking ever in program history. They're doing so good. They have the Big 10 tournament this or a championship this Friday on Halloween. Oh, I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
And also like they got 5th at the Nuttycombe Invitational, which is insane because that event is so prestigious. Our soccer girls today, they tied, but those girls played their heart out. The first quarter or the first half was just so like just back and forth of just like transition running up and down the field, but then like in especially the last like 20 minutes you could just tell they were fighting for everything they got. The draw did get them the 7th seed in the tournament for the play-in, and so they do have to go to Purdue. They also have to play on Thursday. I also feel bad for them. So they don't get a bye. They're playing USC. But, I don't know. The future's bright for women's sports here. I mean, it's always been bright.
It's always been
like
bright,
guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like our girls dominate. Like they're great. Women's basketball is starting too, which will be great.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had their
I'm excited to see Zamaya.
I love
Zamaya was a girl in our PA group who plays for the women's basketball team, and she's so down. Like, I love her.
I love her. She's so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I can't wait to see what these girls do. I'm excited for field hockey to hopefully get another championship. I'm excited for soccer to, hopefully beat USC, and for our wonderful cross country team to get first this weekend. So
listen, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be electric.
I'm ready for us to dominate.
Yeah.
I'm ready for us to be the team people are like, ooh, we're playing Northwestern.
Like, I think I'm being her right now. Like, we don't even have to wait. I have to play Northwestern tomorrow. Like, what am I gonna do?
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. It's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us
and bearing with us through technical difficulties, as we always fraud. But I know it's just who we are.
It's just that's just how it's gonna be
It's
with
authentic.
our tenure.
It's authentic.
It's authentic and it's real, and that's
Yeah.
we pride ourselves on that with HerTake.
Yeah. Listen.
But thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you,
everybody,
guys.
on
Thank
the
you.
radio, on YouTube, and we'll see you guys.